All right, today we're diving into a huge shift in the world of SEO. We're talking about something called AI keyword intelligence. And let me tell you, understanding this is no longer just an option. It's pretty much essential if you actually want to win at search today. So let's just get right to it with a tough question. Is your SEO strategy obsolete? I mean, if you're still totally focused on just keywords and search volume, the honest answer is probably yes. The whole game has changed, and that old rulebook, it just doesn't work anymore. And here's the absolute core reason why. In this new age of AI, search engines and even conversational tools are all about prioritizing user intent. It's not just about what words you type in a box anymore. It's about the why, the real reason behind that search. This really brings us to what you can only call a search revolution. And it's not just the tech that's changing, it's us, our behavior as users, that's really driving this massive shift. I mean, think about how you use search yourself now. We're all moving away from those short, choppy keywords. Instead, we're asking these complex, conversational questions. We're talking to tools like AI overviews, ChatGPT, and Gemini like we're having a real dialogue. And you know what? That changes absolutely everything.
So with that in mind, it starts to become crystal clear why the old way of doing SEO is just, well, it's fundamentally broken in this new world. Let's dig into exactly what's wrong here.
This slide really lays it all out, doesn't it? The traditional way was basically a numbers game. It was all about chasing high search volumes and getting those top rankings. But AI-driven search, that's a quality game. It's about deeply understanding a user's intent, the context behind their search, and proving you have some serious topical depth on a subject. And the actual business impact of sticking with those old methods, it's pretty rough. You end up creating tons and tons of content that, let's be honest, goes nowhere. It never brings in meaningful traffic or leads because it's not actually answering the complex questions people are really asking.
But hey, it's not all bad news. There is a solution, and it's all about shifting our entire way of thinking to be intent-driven. This is exactly where AI keyword intelligence steps in.
So what is this stuff? Well, AI keyword intelligence is a framework. It's a method for taking all that raw keyword data we have and turning it into real, actionable insights by focusing on one thing and one thing only: genuine user demand. What this framework really helps us do is answer the questions that truly matter for any business. Like, what are people really trying to find? What's the why behind their search? And maybe most importantly, where are the opportunities? You know, the gaps in the market that your competitors are just completely missing?
Okay, so this isn't just some abstract idea. It's a practical process. You can actually map out all of this search demand in a really structured, analytical way.
And this shows you that methodical process. It's a structured 6-step approach that takes you from defining your market to using AI to discover what's out there and then structuring all the user intent you find. The whole goal is to systematically find those opportunities, build out content clusters, and create a strategy that's based on hard data, not just guesswork. And here's the real kicker. Following a structured approach like this means you stop guessing. All your content and SEO decisions are no longer based on flimsy assumptions. Instead, they're guided by real, data-backed insights into what your audience actually wants. This all sounds great in theory, right? But what about the actual results? Let's talk about the real-world impact this has on a business, how these insights really turn into measurable outcomes. First off, and this one is a big one, you stop wasting so much time and money. When you know what people are actually looking for, you create content that serves a real purpose. That means you drastically cut down on all that wasted effort on articles that nobody was ever going to read. Second, you build much stronger topic clusters. Now, this is absolutely critical for AI-driven search engines because they reward sites that show deep expertise. So instead of one article on houseplants, you have this whole ecosystem of content, from best low-light plants to how to treat root rot. Now, that's topical authority. And finally, it just brings everything together: your SEO efforts, your content creation, and your big-picture business goals. They all become perfectly aligned. Why? Because they're all centered around the exact same thing: real user demand. So if you want to boil it all down, here's the winning formula for modern search. You have to understand the entire search journey, not just one keyword. You need to map out all the different types of intent: informational, commercial, transactional. And then you have to build whole content ecosystems around these clusters of demand. If there's one thing you take away from this, it should be this: It's no longer about isolated keywords. It's about understanding the entire journey your customer's on. For instance, nobody just searches best running shoes. Their journey might start with how to prevent shin splints. Then it moves to running shoes for overpronation, and it finally ends with reviews for brand X Model Y. That whole path, that's the new target.
And that really leaves us with one final question for you to think about. I want you to take a hard look at your strategy. Is your business building its content on old assumptions, or are you building it on the solid foundation of real, measurable user demand? Because honestly, the answer to that question is what will define your success in this age of AI. Thanks for tuning in.